All right, you already know. Double video again. All right, from Bobby Masu and BCB. So we're going to start with Bobby Masu's video, and then we're going to get to BCB's afterwards. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Whoa, in case you guys haven't subscribed to him, here's a screenshot right here. And we're not going to waste no time. We're going to go ahead and get started. So let's get to the first video, and that's Bobby Masu. What's up, guys? I just want to let you guys know I made a backup account on Instagram, so scan the QR code so that way you can follow back. Also, follow me on Twitter. Also, follow me on Instagram. I do have another account you can follow on there as well, and you can scan the QR code for that. So anytime I make a video, make sure you guys check the bio so that way you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter for both accounts for Instagram and also for Twitter page. So I appreciate the support. Thank you guys for looking. Let's get to the video.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, you had evil corporations like TKO and Paul Levesque dragging professional wrestling into the ruthless depression era, determined to end wrestling for good. But hope was not lost, thanks to people like Jon Moxley, Kyle Fletcher, MJF, Tony Khan, and others united under the banner of AEW. Professional wrestling won't die, it's still alive! It's still alive. This is what we needed. Thanksgiving was last month. Tony Khan is still in the kitchen cooking. Christmas was a few days ago, but he's still giving out gifts with this book and all. Jon Moxley. When this all said and done, Jon Moxley will be one of the greatest professional wrestlers that ever laced a pair of boots. What him and what Tony Khan did yesterday was on the level of, the writing was on the level of William Shakespeare. Man, this was biblical. Nobody had Jon Moxley winning the C2. A lot of us thought it was going to be Okada to run it back. A lot of us thought it was going to be Takeshita. Even me, I thought it was going to be Kyle Fletcher. Jon Moxley? After being on a losing streak, tapping out to Kyle O'Reilly, losing the I Quit match to Darby Allin, tapping out left and right, disappointing the Death Riders, who knew he would rise from the ashes and come out on top? New unified champion. He fought through the ankle injury, chipped tooth, busted mouth. This is professional wrestling. This is storytelling. This is what we needed in 2025. My God, shout out to Jon Moxley, man. Shout out to Tony Khan. Shout out to Kyle Fletcher. Kyle Fletcher is going to carry AEW on his back for the next 10 years. When you need somebody to just dominate with the Don Callis family and the TNT Championship title, Kyle Fletcher could do that. When you need somebody to tell a storyline for Jon Moxley to go over to give his redemption, Kyle Fletcher could do that. Oh, Bobby Masu's always a prisoner of the moment. Oh, wow. I think we did match of the year way too early. We should have waited till after World's End to start doing our year wrap-ups, because if you ask me, Jon Moxley, Kyle Fletcher just put on the match of the year. I don't want to hear anything else. Now, speaking of Kyle Fletcher, the Don Callis family! People keep hitting me up saying, oh, there's surveillance footage out there of you, Bobby Monsoon, putting the screwdriver in the turnbuckle for Okada to use on Takeshita in the first match of the World's End. And my response to that is, I plead the fifth. Now, as we all know by now, MJF walks out of World's End, two-time AEW World Champion. This is what we all needed, bro. Even though it was predictable, even though we knew he wasn't going to turn in that contract and pull a Christian Cage and lose the opportunity, this is MJF we're talking about. Of course he was going to come out on top. Great showing by MJF. Now, this is the only thing I want. I don't want to hear no excuses. MJF in 2026, we need him on Dynamite on a weekly basis. I know you got Happy Gilmore, you got this movie, that movie. That's great, MJF. We need you in professional wrestling. We're going to need him defending the titles. We're going to need him we're going to just need MJF presence. Top tier promo, top tier in-ring work, the full package. MJF. The title deserves to be around his waist. It just looks so fitting around his waist, bro. This dude is the top guy in AEW, man. I cannot wait to see what Tony Khan is gonna book for MJF moving forward into 2026.
Yeah, the match card looking good, y'all. It's looking good for sure. Now we're just waiting for the TBS title to get off Mercedes' back. And then after that, we can definitely proceed through there. So let's continue.
World's End started off with Okada versus Takeshita. Now, this was a match that everybody had the highest expectations for. And I'm going to be real. I'm going to call a spade a spade. I love the World's End show. I'm enjoying AEW, everything they're doing in 2025. But this match was underwhelming. This match underperformed, dog. All the AEW sickos told me that this was going to be the match of the decade. I got my popcorn. I ordered some pizza. I ordered some wings. I sat in front of the TV, and it didn't do it for me at all, man. The match was very, very slow. I'm thinking they're going to pick it up, and I'm thinking they're going to pick it up, and I'm thinking they're going to pick it up. It just never happened. The last few minutes, the match finally picked up. Then out of nowhere, the screwdriver people keep blaming me for. The screwdriver that was in a turnbuckle, Okada, he grabs it, he hits Takeshita with it, and this is what I like about the end of the match, man. You do have some storylines going on. You got Don Callis, man. The Don Callis family, my OG, Don Callis. He left Takeshita in the ring. Takeshita blowing my phone up, asking me, man, what's going on? I didn't answer, man. I don't got no answers for him right now. I'm going to call him back in a few hours, but man, Takeshita got left in the ring. Okada, his hand held high, man. Don Callis didn't even bother checking on Takeshita. I don't think he's going to like that. I think Takeshita going face. I think he's leaving the Don Callis family. And this is what we need. Okada and Takeshita need to put on a banger in their second installment. AEW sickos was waiting for this match for a very long time. They wanted a 10 out of 10, at least a 9 out of 10. I give this match probably like a 6 out. This was one of the kind of weaker matches of the night, if you ask me. It had some storyline at the end. It picked up at the end, but my expectations was through the roof, and it started the night off. I'm thinking like, wow, this gotta be a banger. It wasn't too much of a banger, man, but I'm going to let Tony Khan cook because they're not going to only have one match. They're most likely going to have best out of 3. They might even pull an Andrade and have a best out of 7, like Andrade and Carmelo. Who knows?
Yeah, well, Wrestling Republic disagrees. They gave it a 4.5 out of 5. And I feel, I honestly gave them I give this match a 4 out of 5. I don't agree that you should have gave it a D. I would definitely give it like a B, or an A minus. But for me, I'll give it a B, just because, it could have been better. But other than that, hey, Okada won by cheating. You saw it. It is what it is. At least there's some storytelling there. So hopefully Takeshita will get his leg back, by going after Okada. And then, hopefully it'll be much better than this one. You know what I mean? So, it could have been better, but hey, it ain't worse. I'll tell you that. So give it a 6 out of 10. And to me, that's not fair. I would give it an 8 out of 10. So, or a 9. Well, I can't give it a 9. I'm sorry. 8 out of 10 is to me, that's fair. 6 is just, come on, man. If you're going to give a match a 6, it got to be a WWE match. Come on now. You can't give no AEW match a 6 out of 10 now. Come on now. Like an 8 is decent, A 7 is decent, but a 6, nah, man. That save that for WWE, bro. Save that for Monday Night Raw, bro. Don't do that to AEW. But yeah, shout out to Wrestling Republic. We both on the same side of the bet. It was a B. It was a B. Okay, wasn't an A, but it was a B for sure. So we'll leave it at that. But let's continue.
Next, you got the match that everybody thought Okada and Takeshita was going to be. Jon Moxley versus Kyle Fletcher, the Proto Star. And man, I cannot believe this match, dog. This was a match of the year contender. This was ring psychology 101, man. Kyle Fletcher and Jon Moxley. Jon Moxley, he's selling like Dolph Ziggler, like Shawn Michaels, dog. He's selling the hurt ankle. Kyle Fletcher's working on a hurt ankle, throwing everything, including the kitchen sink, at Jon Moxley. He won't give up. It's not working, man. There was 2 spots that was scary, and I'm telling you right now, AEW needs to pump the brakes on spots like this because 1, they're not needed. 2, it's just like, dog, we need our wrestlers to be here long term. The spot where Kyle Fletcher did the brain buster to Jon Moxley at the end of the apron, we didn't need that. The spot where Kyle Fletcher almost broke his neck on the top rope when he fell with Jon Moxley, we don't need these type of spots. Seriously, the match, the story could be told without these crazy ass spots. It's entertaining, and I appreciate the effort from Jon Moxley and Kyle Fletcher. But I'm telling you, dog, the AEW luck is going to run out, and the last thing we need is a situation like Adam Cole where he's forced into retirement. Is a situation like Daniel Bryan, whatever, is forced into retirement. A situation like Kenny Omega, even though he's not really, it was something else with Kenny Omega, but still, y'all get the point, bro. We need our professional wrestlers to be here, to be as healthy as possible, and the story could get told without them stupid ass spots. Outside of that, this match was 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10, whatever you want to call it. This was the match of the night. This was a banger. This was a classic. Oh, dog, I'm about to watch the match again. This was fire, dog. Shout out Jon Moxley. Shout out Kyle Fletcher.
Yeah, I do agree with Bobby. I do think that they need to be careful when they do these spots. I mean, I understand that they're trying to tell a story, and I understand they're trying to make an impact. However, you don't have to go all elite like that. You know what I mean? But then again, it's Kyle Fletcher and Jon Moxley. These two do not care about breaking their bodies, breaking their necks. They can risk it all just because they're daredevils, all right? It's the same thing with Darby. I think with Darby, it's kind of a different case because I feel like with Darby, he just have a high pain tolerance. He definitely have high pain tolerance, but so is Jon Moxley. I mean, all 3 of these guys, they risking their whole bodies just to put on a great show. So obviously they don't care about breaking their necks, breaking their arms, breaking their legs, because they're not Adam Cole. See, Adam Cole, rumor has it, he's injury prone, kind of like Dakota Kai. When you're that skinny and you don't work out and you don't have enough support in your body, meat wise, of course you're going to get injured, quickly because, you don't have enough joints in order for you to do so. I mean, don't we all wish we had the same body weight as Jon Moxley? Don't we wish we all was tall like Kyle Fletcher? I mean, not everybody has that kind of support on their bones. With Darby Allin, he's skinny as a twig, and he still get his body tore up, but he can handle the pain because he has high pain tolerance. But, again, I mean, it's crazy. Like, it ain't just the Kyle Fletcher and the Jon Moxley match that was dangerous. It's even the Chris Stanlander and Jamie Hayter one. Like when I don't know what's the name of that move, but when she did that one move on the top of the ropes, I mean, yeah, we all thought Jamie Hayter was injured at that moment, but thankfully she wasn't. But here's the thing, man. Like I said, we're trying to be careful here. So you see Queen Emanata and Penelope Ford, they're injured, and now we got to wait for them to come back. I mean, it does seem like Penelope Ford is okay, and Queen is just taking her time. But other than that, we need them back in the ring, especially when we're trying to get some stories told. So hopefully everybody that I pretty much have mentioned for the past couple of weeks that say get well soon, hopefully they'll get well soon, and then we'll see them back in the ring. But other than that, Yeah, it was definitely a 5 out of 5. Even Wrestling Republic said it was a 5 out of 5. So I really love that chokehold that John Moxley did on Kyle. It was so performative. Like, I love the fact that Kyle was turning purple. He should have known better than to mess with John. I mean, you should know. Look, man, if you think that John Moxley is weak, you tripping. He got arms. At least when Anna Jay does it, it's not believable. But when John Moxley did it, it's believable, okay? Because he got the arms. He's strong as hell. So what you expect, okay? You listen, if John Moxley puts you in a chokehold, best believe sure you're getting choked out, okay? He got the arms, bro. He's buffed. Buffed up like Debo. You know what I'm saying? Like, anybody that try to resist his chokehold, you a jackass like Steve-O. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? It's like, John Moxley strong as hell. You know, just like Pac. You know, they both packed up. You know what I'm saying? Pause. But I'm just saying, I'm saying, like, you can't fuck with John Moxley when it comes to that chokehold. You just can't. But shout out to John Moxley and shout out to Kyle Fletcher. This ain't over for Kyle. He'll get a little something. But in the meantime, he just got to take that L. So we'll keep it moving after that. But other than that, man, I mean, both guys did their thing, you know, and they seem all right to me. So they're all good with that. But let's continue with the video.
Next, you got FTR retaining the tag team titles against the Bang Bang Gang. A lot of people was telling me Jay White's coming back. Jay White's coming back to help the Bang Bang Gang. He doesn't come back. But I'm not really too familiar with the Bang Bang Gang, to be honest. I know they fight on Collision a lot. But FTR, this hill run FTR's on is fire, dog. Stokely coming out. My man, he dropped the Bruce Lee sneaks and he got him some Yeezys. So shout out to Stokely. He had a spot where he was supposed to go through the table, but he actually flew above the table, or over the table, I should say. And FTR, they win the match. This was kind of, everybody knew the Chicago street fight. It was going to be some cool spots, but everybody knew FTR was going to retain. Now, this is the thing. Is FTR going to go in the program with Kristen Cage and Adam Copeland sometime in 2026? I hope so.
Yeah, well, we all kind of expected them to retain the titles, and honestly, I'm glad they did, because I really thought Bang Bang Gang was going to hit a little switch, but I'm glad that FTR won, because now we can finally get this. So we definitely going to get this next year, and I wouldn't be surprised if we get this at Double or Nothing or Revolution or All In. And this to me is going to be the main event of the night. You know, imagine if they had this in Toronto again. We would have been lit. But I have to wait and see, right? Let's see.
Next, you got the Babes of Wrath going over Mercedes Moné and Athena. Mercedes Moné ate the pin from Willow Nightingale, and man, this was wild, man. A lot of people, especially me, I thought for sure Mercedes Moné and Athena was going to win, man. Mercedes Moné, she's been losing left and right. CMLL, Ring of Honor, another promotion she lost. Now she loses. It's like, wow. And she ate the pin. It's not even like Athena ate the pin. Mercedes ate the pin. The Willow Nightingale. You remember Willow Nightingale, Mercedes Moné? That's the girl she took the TBS title from a little bit over a year ago. Well, she got that lick back. Willow Nightingale, 1, 2, 3. I love the BBW. Willow Nightingale, one of my favorite wrestlers, so I was happy to see that. I didn't expect it. Mercedes Moné, she cut a promo backstage. She went ballistic. She started breaking the TV, flipping the makeup around, throwing the lights all around backstage, man. And then she calls out Willow Nightingale. So we got Willow Nightingale versus Mercedes Moné Wednesday on Dynamite. I'm interested in this match. I think Mercedes Moné should be going over because the TBS title's on the line. I don't see them having the tag team titles and the TBS title on Willow Nightingale. But at this point, you don't know what's going to happen. Tony Khan, Mr. Curveball. So we'll see what's going to happen, man.
Shout out to my baby mama and our sister Willow Nightingale. They retained the titles for me. The sister of Nightingale has retained the titles for my baby mama for our kids to celebrate. Shout out to Will Nightingale. Drop a clue spot for Will Nightingale. Now this match right here. Now, I'm gonna talk about it in one of my short clips. But dang, I don't know how I feel about this because I hope Mercedes retain because I want Harley to take the belt. You know what I mean? But if Will Nightingale take it, man, I don't know, man, because won't that be unfair? Like, wouldn't that be unfair if Will Nightingale take 2 titles and Harley just take 1? I don't know, man. I mean, because I had a vision that, like, before Mercedes hooked up with Athena, I had a vision that Mercedes will take the tag team title and the TBS title, and then Harley Cameron just have the tag team title. That's what I thought. You know what I mean? Like, and then what I was hoping is that Harley Cameron would, take the Ring of Honor title as well. But I'm looking at this like this, right? If Athena, here's what I get, right? If you're gonna do that, make up for it somehow. You know what I mean? Like, have my baby mama win the Ring of Honor title from Athena. You know what I mean? Do that, because then that way, because even trust me, I want Harley to take the TBS title because I feel like, she could make up that loss that she had at Australia. But if it ends up being Will Nightingale because Will Nightingale got pinned by Mercedes for the, which title? Oh, the TBS title, then fine. Maybe she could become 2-time. I mean, it's fine, but I would rather for the TBS title to go to Thekla or Jamie Hayter or Megan Bain or I'm trying to think, like Mina or anybody, you know what I'm saying? Like anybody in the women's division, you know what I mean? But if I have to pick some runner-ups, it should be Harley Cameron. Like, I never expected Will Nightingale to win it twice, but if she does win it, fine. But I kind of want somebody to take the belt off her. You know what I mean? And if that's the case, then Thekla should take the belt and then pass it to Sky Blue, and then pass it to Harley Cameron, and then pass it to Queen Amanada, or pass it to trying to think of some more, like Mina. You know what I mean? And then Marina Shafir, you could pick, give it to her. I won't say Penelope, but I think Penelope needs to win the Ring of Honor title just because just a little startup, just a little start. You know what I'm saying? But hey, listen, I mean, I want Harley to take it, but if it ends up being Will Nightingale, then fine. But make up for it by having Harley Cameron take the belt from Athena. So if you do that, great. Like I said, if Will Nightingale lose, I really do want Harley Cameron to go after the Ring of Honor title and Athena, lose the belt to her, because then that way, those two could be double champions, and then hopefully, once Mercedes loses all those belts, she could take the AEW title, hopefully from a new champion, not Chris Stanlander. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. I mean, people saying Megan Bain should take the belt. I agree. I think Megan Bain is overdue for a title. So I think she definitely need to take that belt. If not the TBS title, but I would rather for her to take the AEW title. Yeah, for sure. So if she does take it, then hopefully Mercedes can dethrone her and take the belt. So we'll see. But yeah, that's my thoughts on that. But let's continue.
Next, you got Darby Allin going over Gabe Kidd by the skin of his teeth, man. Darby Allin and Gabe Kidd, man, this was a bloody match, man. We should have known anything Darby Allin's in, there's going to be a lot of blood, there's going to be a lot of pain, there's going to be a lot of hurt. And, man, Gabe Kidd beat the living hell out of Darby Allin, but it wasn't enough, man. We talking about Darby Allin, one of the toughest dudes on AEW roster. Now, this is the thing. I want to see Darby Allin in more storylines that's not have nothing to do with the Death Riders. We've seen him beefing with the Death Riders over and over and over and over and over and over and over. It's becoming redundant now, bro. Let's get Darby Allin in some title picture. He couldn't be in the C2 because of injury. Okay, we get that. He threw him on a card with Gabe Kidd, and I get that too. 2026, I want to see some gold around Darby Allin ways, man.
Yeah, I agree. I do think he needs some type of title, but however, I'm not in a rush for him to win a belt, but he definitely need to stop beefing with the Death Riders for sure. But Gabe Kidd, he does have the Death Riders entrance. However, I don't know if he's still connected with the Death Riders, but I will say this. The beef between Gabe and Darby is not going to stop. I'm just letting you know that it's not going to stop. After what happened that night, I don't think Gabe is going to stop. I think he's going to come back, do more damage to Darby, and then at that point, we're going to get a stipulation between those two. So even though there was a clean match, I do believe they're going to do another match, but with a stipulation. I don't know what's the next PLE for that, but whatever it is, doesn't matter. But I'm just telling you, they're going to have a rematch and it's going to happen. So hopefully after the beef, then Darby can go after the world title or the TNT title or whatever title. But to have him win the world title, I don't know. But if he can go after some type of title, that would be much better. So right as the TNT title, the Intercontinental title, Continental title, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Just whatever belt, just go after it. So we'll see what happens next year. We'll see.
Next, you got the Mixed Nuts Mayhem match, which was just basically a fun match. The Death Riders versus the Conglomerate with Tony Storm, and this was just like a fun match, man. I was not looking forward to this match, but as it went on, it was like a cool, calming down match. It was a cool match if you went to go wash clothes or get a bathroom break, get yourself a drink, you know what I mean? Go order some food. This was that type of match, man. They had some cool spots with Orange Cassidy and Tony Storm dancing, hitting people. This was very choreographed. To be honest, I want to see Claudio Castagnoli in something more serious. Like, I think he needs to be booked a lot more serious than being in matches like this. Mark Briscoe is the TNT champion. I don't know why he's in this match. I thought Mark Briscoe needs to be defending that title. I know he only had it for a month, but the only thing I can remember him doing this last month is put some camouflage on the title. Let's get him in some feuds. Let's get him defending the title. Let's get something going on other than being in a mixed tag nuts, whatever you call match.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, this rivalry between the Death Riders and the Conglomeration really has to stop. Conglomeration, yeah. There's like, I even said up front that why is Mark Briscoe not defending the TNT title? I don't understand that. I mean, don't get me wrong, this match was all right, but this should have been on Collision or Dynamite. Like, we didn't need this on World's End. But however, they did the best they could, and honestly, it was after watching the whole match, it was pretty good. I definitely took a bathroom break. But other than that, I if you really want to know why I really want to watch that match, if you want to really know why I watched that match, it was because of Toni Storm's outfit. Okay, I wanted to see if she was going to wear something sexy in that match. I wanted to see that. I'm keeping it 100. Like, I wanted to see Toni Storm in that back. I wanted to see that booty. That's all I wanted to see. That's all I wanted to see. All right, I didn't care about anything else. All I wanted to see is that BOOTY, because I never let it walk on by. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, that's all I wanted to see. All right, I don't want to see anything else but that strawberry shake with the vanilla ice cream on it. That's the only thing I wanted to see. That's it. So she definitely teased the strawberry vanilla for sure. That swirl that y'all get in the cup. Oh yeah, she definitely showed out. She definitely showed out. However, that's all I needed to see. But other than that, I want everybody in that match to go after gold, except Toni Storm. All right? Everybody need to go after gold and stop playing around with each other and just go after new competition. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, like Marina, she can go after the TBS title once, Babyface wins it. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Willer and Daniel, they can go after the tag team titles once Edge and Christian wins it. You know what I mean? Even though it's going to be a long time, you can still, like, defend it against FTR. You know what I'm saying? Start a new rivalry with them. You know what I mean? Like, Claudio can go after the TNT title and face Mark Briscoe for it. And we could do that in the next PLE. And if Claudio wins, I'm cool with it, because Mark Briscoe ain't doing nothing with the title anyway. The last defense that he was defending it was against Daniel. So, with that being said, get Pac to, go after him for the belt. Get Claudio to go after him for the belt. Get Willow to go after the belt. Do something, bro. Even get Roderick Jordan, what's his name? Roderick Strong to go after the belt. Because I really think he's a heel. He just don't want to reveal it yet. But I think he should go after the belt. You know what I'm saying? Like, even Orange Cassidy, mutual respect. Have him go after the belt. Somebody, I even want somebody in the back to go after it. We haven't seen Big Bill. How come Big Bill can't go after it? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many people that could be going after that belt, man. And the fact of doing it, I don't know, man. I'm just saying. But other than that, good match. But we don't care about it, honestly. The only thing I cared about was Tony Storm's outfit. That's it. But other than that, let's move on.
You got Chris Statlander retaining the AEW Women's Championship over Jamie Hayter. Now, to me, I think this was a solid match. But to be honest, the crowd was quiet and they seemed a little disengaged with this match. The one thing I didn't like is they had one of them stupid spots where they're jumping off the top rope, landing on each other's neck. And oh my God, I just think it's so corny. I wish they stopped doing spots like this and not wait until somebody gets injured seriously.
Who cares about the crowd? But however, yeah, this spot was nasty work. I ain't gonna hold you up, man. Like, you didn't have to do this spot, Chris. I ain't gonna lie. Chris, you giving me heel vibes. I ain't gonna hold you up. You doing this and then spinning on Jamie Hayter. I don't got a picture, but I mean, come on now. How you gonna spin on Jamie Hayter when she was just all up in your grill and whatnot? Like, come on, man. Like, you supposed to be the baby face and you gonna spit on Jamie Hayter. You over here spitting on redheads? Come on now. You might as well spit. Like, you gonna really spit on a... Come on now, Chris. You really gonna spit on a ginger, bro? You better, like... You really gonna spit on a redhead, bro? You better spit on her motherfucking coochie if you gonna spit on something or spit on her titties or something. Like, well, why you spitting on? Like, why you gonna spit on her? Like she ain't never spit on you. Like, come on, like that shit corny, man. Like, that's corny, Chris. Very corny. If the crowd is dead, they probably was dead because you were being disrespectful to Jamie Hayter when she was just trying to cut a promo, you know what I mean? Like, if you just spit on her for that, for pressing up on you, I don't know. I just don't agree with that, but either way, Chris won, and we're gonna leave it at that. So let's get to Chris Statlander versus Thekla. Let's get that in next pay-per-view, and let's see how that match goes. So, but yeah, man, the match was good. Even though I didn't like that landing either. And the spit in the face. I didn't like that at all. Like, Chris, you were doing some damage to Jamie Hayter. Listen, if you're mad because she pressed up on you for the past 2 times in your segments, all right, fine. But you didn't have to spit on her. Like, you did not have to spit on her. But, I mean, again, because if you gonna spit on Jamie Hayter, you probably spit on her because of that clothesline. I mean, shit. But either way, don't disrespect somebody you don't got no disrespect for. Don't spit on somebody you don't got no hatred towards. You know what I mean? Like, that's some MJF type shit when you're doing stuff like that. So, but other than that, yeah, Chris retains, and now we're going to get Chris Statlander versus Thekla, hopefully. All right, so let's continue.
Next, you had Okada and Jon Moxley. Jon Moxley beating Okada. Now, this match, Okada beat Jon Moxley ass up, down, left, right, and all around, everywhere in between, you know what I mean? John Moxley pulling this match off, I didn't see coming at all. The way Okada was just beating him down, the way John Moxley just ankle was just hurt, man. I didn't see no way he come out on top. He actually comes out on top. That was fire. He cuts a fire promo with the Death Riders. The Death Riders sitting there all black. Everyone's waiting for the Death Riders to turn on Moxley, start stomping him out, and they don't happen, man. Daniel Garcia is holding John Moxley belt as they walk out of AEW World's End, and shout out John Moxley, man. We didn't see this coming. This was the best booking of the night for me.
Yeah, shout out to John Moxley. I didn't expect him to win that match either, but he won, so it is what it is. Now we just got to see where this goes, and hopefully somebody will take the belt off of him. I mean, can you defend the belt or can you not? I don't know. But y'all comment down below. Let me know if he's allowed to do it. I don't know. I ain't never seen anybody win that belt before besides Eddie Kingston. But other than that, we'll see if he can defend it in some way. If not, then all right, whatever. But yeah, man, you know, he did his thing. So now as for the Death Riders go, beats me. I really don't know. You know, I mean, I noticed Pac wasn't out there, so I guess they're waiting on him. I don't know. So we'll see. But we gotta either wait till Wednesday or Saturday or when the next PLE will be in order for that to happen. So let's continue.
Last but not least, you got the Fatal 4-Way, MJF going over, Swerve Strickland, Hangman, Samoa Joe all put on a great performance, man. We all knew MJF was going to win. I wanted to see Swerve Strickland and Hangman Adam Page kind of go at it and kind of go into 2026, reuniting their feud that they had, but it seems like they're going to go in different directions. I don't know what's going to happen with Samoa Joe. He's still AEW Trios champion, so I mean, we'll see where the booking goes with Samoa Joe. Let me know in the comments what you think about that. AEW World's End. What a way to end off 2025. AEW really cooked this whole year, and I'm appreciative to just sit back and see most of the promos. I went to All In this year, man. Like I went to Dynasty this year. And man, AEW had a real good year. I'm expecting big things out of them for 2026. The next pay-per-view is in March, Revolution. So I'm going to be keeping my eye on that. Let me know in the comments what y'all think about that. Do you think John Moxley and Kyle Fletcher was the match of the night? Do you think it was the match of the year? Let me know if I'm being a prisoner of the moment. Also, what do you think about MJF being new world champion? What do you think about the Don Callis family? You think Takeshi's going to stay with us, man? Let me know in the comments what y'all think about that. It's Bobby Masu 215. Like, comment, subscribe. Blah!
All right. Well, shout out to Bobby Masu. I'm glad he's being consistent with AEW. Shout out to bro. But now let's get to BCB. For I had to get on him too because we can't do it without him. You know what I'm saying? So if you haven't subscribed to him, here's a screenshot right here. We're not going to waste no time. Let's go ahead and get to the video. Shout out to BCB.
Hey, man. Wrestling fans, what's going on, man? It's Black Couch Booking here with a brand new video. If you're new to the channel, please like, comment, subscribe. Promise you will not be disappointed. And if you're old to the channel, Couch Crew, you already know the vibes, man. Listen, if I take a long pause, I'm getting me some water. Still, you know, I feel much better. Thank y'all for the wishes, you know, overcoming my sickness. I was sick basically the whole week. But it's all good. Still dropping content. And, man, we here to talk about AEW Worlds. And listen, man, AEW cannot miss. Like, AEW just can't miss, in my opinion, bro. I mean, of course, I already know. I've been watching, man. The pay-per-views are always fire, but this was a great way to end the year on a high note for AEW. I'm looking forward to going in 2026. And I got another video coming out about, you know, just what they need to do or, you know, maybe what you guys should look forward to in 2026 for AEW. But, man, first and foremost, I missed the pre-show, but I'm gonna go back on YouTube and watch it. Shout out to Maya World, bro. You know, independent was on the independent wrestling scene, doing some great things. You know, OG put me on. I know my guy Hear These Thoughts was rooting for her as well. I know my dog, you know, Ed. You know what I'm saying? We've been really paying attention to what she got going on. So it's really great to, you know, see that, you know, she's officially, you know, elite. You know, signed to AEW with her tag team partner. So, you know, shout out to them. Very good accomplishment.
Yeah, shout out to Hyon and Maya World, man. I'm glad that they did their thing against the Sisters of Sin. Even though they didn't win, you know, they did their thing. So they didn't fall back. They didn't take no jobber route. They went in there and they put on a well, in my opinion, they put on a banger because they didn't bend and then fold. They went in there and kick ass as they should. So what they did in the Indies, they passed it along to the Sisters of Sin, and they did their thing, man. And I hope that, you know, after 6 months, I hope they go after the tag team titles. That's what I hope, you know, after 6 months, because they need more time to develop. And then hopefully when they get there, they'll get there. So drop a clues bomb for Hyon and Maya World.
But I started with the, you know, the regular show, man. Okada versus Takeshita. Man, listen, bro, that was a banger of a match, bro. Sensational match. Some great spots, some hard-hitting, stiff shots. Like, that would make someone really want to go and watch New Japan and go and watch Okada's, you know, previous matches. This is for me, since Okada been in AEW, I think it's probably my favorite match, and it's not recency bias. I was like, I'm a guy who always liked Okada, you know, New Japan. I ain't really like the AEW Okada, but this match just, it's like he rewinded the clock. And of course, Takeshi, he's one of the coldest wrestlers in AEW in the world. He's really cold. I would love to see him as AEW World Champion one day, and it could happen. I don't think it's gonna happen too soon. We'll get to that later, but I would love to see him as AEW World Champion. Okada won. Was I disappointed? No, because I knew who was gonna, you know, face him in the final. I was talking with Ed about it on stream. I just had that feeling the whole night, and I kind of knew where this was going.
Yeah, well, Bobby Masu gave it a 6 out of 10. Even though I disagree, I give it an 8 out of 10. And Wrestling Republic give it a 4.5 out of 5. I give it a 4. So I think it was a good match. You know, could have been a 5 out of 5. Yeah, it could have been. But like Bobby Masu said, they were moving a little slow, you know, and not only that, they didn't really do a whole lot of spectacular spots. So obviously, I could say it's because of the size, you know, because they both like tall and they don't seem to move around like that. But hey, they're not in New Japan. If they were in New Japan, they would be killing each other. But, you know, of course, this is AEW, so you got to show a mixture, you know, so. But we already talked about it, so of course Okada won, yeah. And I'll tell you this, Takasha's definitely going to leave the Doncast family. I hope he leaves soon, and because after what happened, and you know, he's gonna have to walk away at some point. So hopefully he does that. But great match, great storytelling. Let's continue.
But with that being said, we got the other Continental Classic semifinal match. My dog, Kyle Fletcher versus Jon Moxley. Listen, man. Jon Moxley proved that he made the right decision in going to AEW. Jon Moxley is one of the coldest wrestlers in the world. You cannot say he's just a guy that bleeds all the time. You cannot say this man messed up his tooth, still wrestling, still going. Jon Moxley and Kyle Fletcher put on a banger of a match. Both the Continental semifinal matches were amazing. Listen, man, Jon Moxley, we got to give Jon Moxley his flowers, bro, because a lot of people really wrote him off, and he should go back to WWE. I think he's found his home. I think he found his lane, and I think Jon Moxley is, like, hitting a second prime. Like, when Roman Reigns became the tribal chief, I think Jon Moxley is in that bag, like, right now, bro. Death Rider's Jon Moxley is one of the best things to see in wrestling, and if you're not paying attention, pay attention. I was one of the people that was criticizing him with the briefcase, but man, looking back at it, just like I look back at Roman Reigns tribal chief, and I hated that because it was 1,000 days. But man, I wish I really cherished it more. But That's neither here nor there. Jon Moxley won. So that means, of course, later on in the night, we got the final with Jon Moxley versus Okada, and we'll get to that. If I'm going out of order, forgive me. I don't got my notes in front of me. I'm just going off the dome because that's how great the pay-per-view was.
Yeah, it was definitely a 5 out of 5. Even Wrestling Republic gave it a 5 out of 5. And the ending was phenomenal. I mean, the fact that Jon Moxley, even though I talked about it in the beginning of the video, the fact that Jon Moxley choked out Kyle Fletcher and made him turn purple, honestly, that was very creative on both of their ends. So, but it was definitely believable. You know what I mean? And honestly, hey, listen, y'all gonna roast me in the comment box, but I think he really choked him out. I ain't gonna lie, I really think he really choked him out, but he got back up later, so I guess you could say it was staged, but it was scripted, but honestly, it was great to see a mixture of a little balance of that. So yeah, drop a clues bomb for Jon Moxley and Kyle Fletcher.
For the tag that I didn't care for initially, the Bang Bang Gang versus FTR. I was like, oh brother, this, I really don't care about this match because I knew the Bang Bang Gang obviously wasn't gonna win, and I love them when they're with Jay White because that's one of the coldest stable entrances ever. But this turned out to be a banger of a match. FTR, I was saying on stream that they shouldn't have won the best tag team of the year, and I still stand by that. I think you could have given it to the Hurt Syndicate or the whole SmackDown tag team roster, before they nerfed them after the TLC match. But FTR they're really great though. Great heel tag team. I like the I call it the Lance Cade and Trevor Murdoch archetype of tag team, the La Resistance. That they're not high flyers, they're not doing all the spots and stuff, but they're a good tag team, they're good technical wrestlers, and then they'll pull something out that you just be like, wow. I love FTR's tag team finishing move, but the Bang Bang Gang, man. Listen, man, Billy Gunn should be proud of his sons. They put on a clinic when one of them went through was supposed to go through the table. He did go through the table, but he basically ate the whole table. Like, he didn't even take out whoever was laying on the table. He basically ate the whole table, and it was leaning against the damn, what's it called, man? What the fans behind the little, y'all know what I'm talking about. The little thing that hold the fans back, man. Where the table was leaning against that, and he ate the table. I thought that man was out for the whole match, but he recovered. And listen, our tag team match was fire, bro. That was a great tag team match. I thoroughly enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was a great match for sure. But the match that we're really looking forward to, is Edge and Christian versus FTR for the tag team belts. I don't care what pay-per-view we can get it in 2026. We need this match immediately. Well, no rush, but we definitely need it in either or. Whether it's Revolution, Double or Nothing, or All In. Either way, we got to go all in for sure. Just saying, we got to. Well, let's continue.
And I might be going out of order, but another match I didn't think I was going to care about, Darby Allin versus Gabe Kidd. OG Expert Level Wrestling hit me today. He said, yo, Gabe Kidd is kind of cold. And I'm like, yo, I agree. I knew this was for Darby to get a W, but that match actually surprised me because I definitely didn't care about that match. But since the tag team match surprised me, I should have known better. Yo, it actually turned out to be a really good match. And like I said, and Gabe Kidd is really cold. I think he should come sign with AEW full time and do his own thing. I think he'll be dope as a TNT champion. Low key, just keep adding more to the character. But Gabe Kidd is definitely cold. That was definitely a good match. And Darby Allin, man, you need to stay safe, bro. I don't want him to end up having problems and having to take medications to feel good, because that man be going through some things. But this was a good change of pace, match. I wanted it to be a specialty match because it's Darby Allin, but I'm happy it wasn't, because I don't want to see his man crash and burn and fall down steps and all the nonsense. We don't got to see that all day, every day.
Yeah, I do recommend that that Gabe should definitely sign. I thought he was signed, but I guess because of the merge with AEW and New Japan, I guess that's why he's able to bump it, go back and forth. But that's why I hope that Anna Jay, if she does decide to leave, she'll go to New Japan, so that way she can come back to AEW and still team up with Tay Miller and still be signed to New Japan. You know what I'm saying? But Hey, listen, if Tony can do that, because she got till spring, so I don't know. But I'll just say this, man. That match was definitely should have been a no DQ or no holds barred or false count anywhere match, but it ended up being a regular match, but just with blood and a little bit of weapon here and there, but they couldn't use it to hit each other with it, but they definitely used it to use wrestling moves on it, like the chair and the steel steps. It definitely did something, so at least they did something. But I just didn't expect Darby Allin to win by some type of pin. I don't know how you call it. I don't know what you call it, but I guess he did some type of pin where he used his shoulders and the back of his neck in order for him to pin the person down, and that's how Gabe lost. But I do think they're gonna get a rematch, and that's best believe sure we're gonna get a stipulation with it. So I'm looking forward to the rematch. Once we get that rematch, we definitely gonna get a banger out of that one. But other than that, yeah, that's what's pretty much going down with that. But yeah, let's continue. Wait. By the way, just a reminder, Bobby Masu did bring up, Darby going after the world title or having some type of storyline. What do you guys think? Do you think Darby Allin should go after gold, or do you think he should still beef with the Death Riders? I think he should move on. Like, after the match with Gabe, I do believe he should go after the mid-card titles, and if he ever do decide to go after the world title, it will probably be like next year or something, because MJF is definitely going to hold that belt until Will comes back, and then we're going to get Will versus Swerve, and then Swerve versus Adam, and then Adam versus, maybe Darby Allin. You never know. Or Kyle Fletcher. You never know. We might get a triple threat match. But either way, I mean, we got to pass the belt to the upcoming stars. So I think after Adam Page beat Swerve for the belt, if it's possible, we could probably get maybe Jay White versus Adam Page. Maybe we could get Darby Allin versus Adam Page, or we can get Kyle Fletcher and Adam Page Part 2. You know what I'm saying? But hopefully it's to make up the first reign he had, and we'll see how it goes from there. But I didn't mind his reign, though. I mean, at least he defended the belt against, I think he defended it like 4 or 5 times. He defended it against Joe. He defended it against MJF. Everybody else, I don't remember. Oh, Kyle Fletcher. So it's like, that's 3 right there. And I don't remember if he defended it again against John, but I don't remember. I think it was a tag team match. But other than that, I mean, we just have to wait to see how it goes. But I think that's going to be the list for 2026. MJF, Will Ospreay, Swerve Strickland, Adam Page, and the rest, either Jay White, Kyle Fletcher, Darby Allin, or that's pretty much it. Or Bobby Lashley. It just all depends. But let's continue.
But let's talk about greatness, though. Tag team match. Women's tag team champions. My favorite women's wrestler of all time, the CEO, Mercedes Moné, and the greatest Ring of Honor champion, Athena, versus the Babes of Wrath. Great match. Right winners. The Babes of Wrath definitely needed to retain. This is going to add to the Mercedes Moné crash out. I think Mercedes Moné and Athena is going to go back at it again. Do they put both titles on the line, winner take all? I would like to see that personally. Or maybe Athena loses the Ring of Honor belt, go after Mercedes Moné, takes the TBS championship. Mercedes Moné cut a great backstage promo after, she dropped the F-bomb, which people loved, of course. I mean, it's edgy. AEW fans, we some edgelords. But, the match itself was pretty good. Willow Nightingale moved so swiftly through the ring to be a big person like that. Like, she's not super big, of course, but, like, her mobility reminds me of one of the Viking Raiders. Was it Ivar? One of them that be doing the flips and shit. That's what Willow Nightingale. And Harley Cameron, she's just entertaining all around. Harley Cameron I got to go check the Sports Illustrated thing. I hope Harley Cameron won some type of award, because Harley Cameron is thoroughly entertaining.
Yeah, I don't know if she won anything this year for Sports Illustrated, but however, I'm pretty sure she'll win something next year if they have a story for her, and hopefully the story will be Mercedes Monet versus Harley Cameron Part 2 at Grand Slam Australia for the TBS title, and then Harley takes the belt, but we have to wait and see if that's the plan, because if the plan is for Athena to take the TBS title, I don't know if I'm gonna be okay with that because I would rather for Athena to go after the AEW Women's title when and after Mercedes wins it. But not saying that Mercedes should lose it right away. I'm just saying set up a match because I think people would rather see that than go after the TBS title because that's going to be considered as a main event. And since Mercedes is a main eventer, you should you should have Mercedes go after the AEW Women's title, and then the person dethrone her should be Athena. Now, I don't know how long she should hold the belt. I don't know if she should hold the belt for I wouldn't hold it for a year. I wouldn't do that, because there are some women in the back that need that title, and if Bailey do decide to come to AEW, she should be the one to take the belt. If you're okay with that, you know what I'm saying? Because remember, Saraya won the AEW Women's title, and I was surprised on that because that was her first title. You know what I'm saying? When she hasn't even won the mid card title. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I mean, but Saraya is considered as a main eventer because she isn't formally known as Paige. So obviously, her winning was kind of like, okay, cool, I guess. And then here comes Toni Storm, and now she's taking over. You know what I mean? So Saraya definitely put some people over, like Toni Storm, Harley Cameron. She definitely helped the business out, even though people don't want to give her the credit for that. She definitely has helped those two level up. The only people that she didn't help was Ruby Riott and Anna Jay, but it's cool. You know what I'm saying? At least we got memorable matches from her that we can go back and watch. You know what I'm saying? Like that 6-women tag team match. Amazing tag team match with Toni Storm, Maya May, and Mina versus Anna Jay, Saraya, and Harley Cameron. Best tag team match ever. Best. All right? And, that's a match that we could all go back and watch. So, great story with them. But other than that, though, I will say this. If Will Nightingale takes the belt, fine. But if you're going to do that, like I said, make it up somehow and have Harley Cameron take the Ring of Honor title from Athena. Whether it's with the help of Will Nightingale or somebody in the back, Toni Storm, whoever, have somebody help her win that belt because we all know she can't be Athena clean. I mean, but if she can, surprisingly, that's great. I'm rooting for my baby mama to succeed. But again, we have to, if she needs help, she needs help. But hopefully she can beat Athena because Athena is one hell of a she's one hell of a tough chocolate chip cookie, and dark chocolate cookie, and she's not playing. You know what I mean? She's not playing, but hopefully that will be the case if Will Nightingale take the belt. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see how it goes, but I kind of want Mercedes to retain so that way Harley Cameron can take the belt. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's kind of like, a double champion. Okay, well, still. We got Grand Slam Australia coming up. That should be the rematch of the time, and that she should take the belt. So hopefully that will be the case. But if they give it to somebody else, give it to somebody strong. Like give it to Thekla, you know what I'm saying? Give it to Megan Bain. Give it to, Jamie Hayter. Give it to, Queen Eminata when she comes back and she's clear. You know what I'm saying? Like give it to Sky Blue, you know what I'm saying? Give it to somebody, bro. Don't give it to just some random like Lisa Gray. Like, no, give it to somebody that's a pro. You know what I mean? Give it to Mina Shafir, give it to Mina. You know what I'm saying? Like, give it to somebody, bro. Anybody but Toni Storm. Like, she can't take that. But somebody. So, yeah, but we'll see how that match goes. But let's continue.
I'm trying to make sure I don't forget anything. I'm probably going to forget something, but let's do the match with Toni Storm, Orange Cassidy, you know what I'm saying? Marina Shafir, I said it 10 times. I'm saying it 11 times. Most improved player for me. I love Marina Shafir. She's dope. She got to do a dope spot with her husband, Roderick Strong, and she's thoroughly improved, and I really hope that she gets to do something cool and interesting as a solo competitor one day in AEW, and people are behind it because she's definitely earned it. Shout out to Orange Cassidy. I got to give Orange Cassidy some respect and credit. Him and Toni Storm with the dancing spot was a very creative and innovative spot, and I love that spot. I got to make a short about it. That's how good it was. So I'm giving Orange Cassidy credit where credit is due, and I'm going to leave him alone. I got to find a new target to pick on. I wonder who that's going to be. But, yeah, shout out to them. And Toni Storm not being in the main title picture, that's how you know when your character excels and exceeds expectations, because she's still blowing up, still making viral moments, still loved by the fans. You don't got to have the title around your waist and be in the title picture all the time in order for you to be a star. If you're a star, you a star. You make the belt, and Toni Storm has proven that thoroughly. So y'all know I love me some Toni Storm, so shout out to Toni Storm, man. Shout out to everybody in that match. You know, Briscoe, I'm very happy with his accomplishments as of recently as well. And of course, you know, I mean, everything is everything, but
Yeah, it was a good match, but I was really looking for the strawberry shortcake that Toni Storm had back there. So that's all I was looking for. But, hey, yo, let me show y'all this, though. Look at this. Willow got knocked the fuck out by Toni Storm with her big old gigolo. Hey, bro. Hey, listen. If it was a stink face, I'm pretty sure Willow would like that, unless he's married. But the fact that he got boomed by Toni Storm and this photo right here, I ain't gonna lie, man. I know his jaw and his neck was hurting. But, hey, listen. At least she gave you some ass. At least she gave you that strawberry vanilla ice cream you was looking for. Even though you like chocolate. Even though you like chocolate, Willow. Even though you like chocolate, Willer. It doesn't matter. She gave you that strawberry vanilla you was looking for dessert. She knocked your ass out, bro. Ooh. Ooh. Damn, Tony. Tropical's mouth for Toni Storm and Willer.
Credit is due to Chris Statlander and Jamie Hayter. Put on a match I didn't think I really cared about. I knew Chris Statlander was going to retain, of course, but I'm like, I really don't care. But Jamie Hayter, who's a former AEW Women's Champion herself, put on a very good match. It was a lot of back and forth. Jamie Hayter got a lot more offense. I mean, I don't know why I was surprised, because Jamie Hayter's a former champion, but she was getting some really, really good offense off. But Chris Statlander's looking very strong. I just want her to face an opponent that's going to give me like, maybe a returning Britt Baker would do it for me. But it was a good match nonetheless. And, that's pretty much what I got to say about that.
Yeah, I was hoping that Britt Baker would come back and help Jamie Hayter win the belt. But I guess we just got to wait till next year. Hopefully her contract doesn't expire. But if we haven't heard any updates about her contract expiring, because it's already been the month's about to end, and we haven't heard any updates about her contract. So we heard about Anna Jace, but we haven't heard about Britt Baker. So unfortunately, it does seem like Britt Baker might have reassigned, or maybe still negotiating, or may have reassigned. Re-signed, so I don't know. And we would have had an update by now if that was the case. But I guess they're waiting until she does an appearance. But I would rather for Britt Baker to come back and help Jamie Hayter, so that way maybe they could be tag team champions, or have Britt Baker as her manager. And then if she ever, they do decide to have Britt Baker wrestle, it will be Britt Baker versus Jamie Hayter for the title. That's the only thing. But unfortunately, because Mercedes might be going after the belt, we might, I don't know. I mean, it would be nice if we had Britt Baker versus Mercedes Moné. This time, Britt Baker's as the champion, and, Mercedes take the belt off of her, even though it's kind of disrespectful, because remember, Britt Baker lost to Mercedes Moné, but she never had the belt. So to have the belt and lose it to Mercedes Moné, I'm like, hey, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Britt Baker is a heel, so there you go. So I don't know. Maybe they could still tease that, because it does seem like Jamie Hayter is going to turn heel, maybe. And if she does, then I think Brad Breaker should be her manager. And you know what I'm saying? And then maybe we could get a storytelling with that. So hopefully that would be the case, because I do want to see them reunite. So hopefully that would be the case. But yeah, shout out to Chris Stanley for retaining. But the next match I could see coming up next is Chris Stanley versus Thekla, and I can't wait to watch that. So can't wait to see that. I don't know when they're going to book it. They could book it at Revolution, but we have to wait and see. Maybe they might book it at Grand Slam Australia, because Chris Stanley is from Australia, so I could see something like that. But we have to wait and see. But I definitely want to see that for sure. But let's continue.
The Continental Classic final with Jon Moxley. Jon Moxley is a warrior, bro. Chipped his tooth, had to cut a promo after the match. Sounded like Daffy Duck when his beak blown off. But him and Okada did their thing. Look, I'm about to lose my voice. Him and Okada did their thing. I thoroughly enjoyed that match. The whole review is me saying I enjoyed every match, but literally I enjoyed every match because every match was good, which is not surprising. But shout out to Jon Moxley, new Continental Champion. Definitely well deserved. The Death Riders will turn on Jon Moxley. I'm expecting it very soon. But, you know, it's gonna be a good payoff because he's gonna be a babyface. That was a babyface promo. But I do love the pairing of Jon Moxley and Marina Shafir. That's the only thing I'm gonna miss once they turn on him. But if Claudio takes over and it propels him to the next level to become a singles champion on the main roster of AEW, I'm with it. So it is what it is. But definitely a great match. Okada finally lost. The tournament winner finally lost. Thank goodness. And now Okada and Takeshita could have another match, you know, and the fall of the Don Callis family could happen. And maybe Kyle Fletcher and Takeshita become a tag team. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Jon Moxley, man. And we'll wait on the turn. We're probably going to get it next year, to be honest, because I don't think we're going to get it this year unless they're going to do it on Dynamite. But if they're going to do it on Dynamite, you better make sure Pac is there because, again, I don't know who's going to lead the group. I don't know if it's going to be Cardio. I don't know if it's going to be Pac. But if I was them, I would choose Pac. But if it ends up being Claudio because he's the champion, then all right. But I'd rather for their Pac to take over. But we'll see. We'll see. Because both of them are kind of like, you know, on the same side of the bed. They deserve better. So we'll see how it goes. But I don't know if Marina's going to turn on John, but she's going to have to. Otherwise, it'll probably be a moment where she's probably not aware of what's going on. And then, you know, they end up, and then Claudio hit him with that uppercut, and then Pac put the bag over his head, and then Willer and Daniel holding Marina back and watching that. So I'll probably end up doing that, and then it gets passed on over time where Claudio going through the same thing, Pac going through the same thing, Daniel's going through the same thing, and then it just ends up being Marina and Willer. So I don't know if Marina's going to put a bag over Willer's head, but I think by that time we'll see how the story goes from there. But everybody's pretty much getting bagged. And if it's going to be every single year, damn, well, we got a long wait. But we'll keep it moving. We'll keep it pushing. So let's continue.
And, of course, man, Fatal 4-Way, Samoa Joe, Hangman, Swerve, MJF. Of course, I want Swerve to win. Of course, Swerve had the best gear, the best interest. The Green Lantern Swerve is something I didn't know we was going to get in 2025. MJF interest was cool, too. Everybody had, you know, that aura, but I knew MJF was going to win because you can't have two failed cash-ins in a row. I mean, you can, but I want that cash-in to mean something for AEW. So MJF is a new AEW World Champion. Maybe I think Samoa Joe and Hangman might continue something, you know, as far as a feud goes. But Swerve, I want to know what's next for Swerve. Swerve will get it in 2026, I believe. But let MJF have a great run. He's earned it. Been through a lot. You know, his star power has risen, being in movies and things of that nature. So I think it's well deserved for MJF. Overall, Tony Khan has done a great job in 2025. This was a great way to end the pay-per-view season for AEW for 2025. Definitely give it a 9 out of 10. No. I'm gonna give it a 9.5 out of 10. I enjoyed because I enjoy matches that I didn't think I was gonna enjoy, and it's not just about the matches. There were stories, even if the stories weren't super duper crazy going into it. I mean, the tournament itself, isn't really a story, but it made sense. The stuff with Tony Storm, the conglomerate, and Marina and all them wasn't a crazy story, but it was fun, a fun way to insert them into the pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying? Darby Allin's still beefing with, Gabe Kidd and whatever the case may be. And then, of course, they came up with a great way to make a fatal four-way happen that we didn't expect to happen, so it was all worth it to me. So I'll definitely give it a 9.5. I'm not saying it was the best AEW pay-per-view, definitely not Double or Nothing, even Blood and Guts, which wasn't a pay-per-view, but it's still a 9.5 for me. So let me know what y'all think, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank y'all for love, support as always. Hope y'all enjoyed this video today. And looking forward to more content in 2026. Looking forward to more AEW, man. Peace out.
All right, I wanted to say my thoughts at the end about the Fatal 4-Way. Honestly, it was it was predictable, but it wasn't too predictable, right? I thought Swerve was going to hit it off, but it ended up, I thought Adam Page was going to hit it off, but eventually, and I also thought Samoa Joe was going to retain because of the interference from, what's that group called? Oh, the Ops. So it was definitely 50-50 for me. It was unpredictable, but it was predictable at the same time. And that's what I like about, AEW is that it's unpredictable, but it's predictable at the same time. You always have that feeling where somebody's going to win, but they always show you that it's not the case. You know what I mean? Like, we all thought Tony Storm was going to retain at the Fatal 4-Way match. Come to find out, it was Chris Stanlander won. So there you go. We all thought Mercedes was going to take the title from Chris Stanlander. You thought wrong. Chris Stanlander retained. We also thought, the Bays of Wrath was going to lose to Mercedes Moné and Athena, but thank God Willa Nightingale found a way to win. So, by doing that roll-up. So, yeah, we good. So, a lot of things are, to this day, man, you just got to show love to AEW, man. Like, AEW will always be, in my opinion, and, for now, it's my opinion for now, AEW will always be the number one company out of all the companies in the world. So WWE is still number one overall, but they're only number one due to the history. They're not number one as the current moment, and that's the reason why they're not winning a lot of awards for from the Sports Illustrated. So again, we got to give credit where credit is due. We got to give nothing but props and respect to Tony Khan. And we just hope for a repeat for next year. I don't know what story we're going to have for next year, because they've already told their story with the redemption with Hangman, including the Death Riders versus Hangman. They already told that story. So now I don't know what's the next story. The only story I can think of is the Don Cass family, the downfall of that. Also, the downfall of the Death Riders. We could be looking at that. And also Mercedes Moné telling her story where she rises up the downfall of Mercedes Moné. We could talk about that. I mean, that considered as a story. Because we come on now, guys. Trust me, there's not going to be a story for WWE that's going to be part of that list. Now, if you want to give it to the Judgment Day, I mean, good. But in order for that to happen, you got to move the fuck on. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to move on, right? Nobody could be beefing with each other. They either got to go their separate ways or walk away, either way. So that's the only way you could tell it. Now, I could see something like that happening for Sports Illustrated, but the only way that can happen is if everybody move on and we get a conclusion. So, but enough about that. That's besides the point. The point is that AEW is one of the best, one of the greatest wrestling promotions of all time. And the only thing I asked Tony Khan is that keep the business running. Start, those commercials that you have on AEW on television, put that on television. You know what I'm saying? So that way more and more people can see it. Older folks can see it. You know what I mean? And listen, that White Castle commercial was awesome. Y'all got to go check that out on YouTube. But I told him put it on YouTube, put it on television, and we can get it popping. You feel me? I definitely got to get that AEW combo burger. What was it? The AEW combo. I got to go get that at White Castle. I'm definitely gonna pull up to get it. But the only way I can get it is if I make time. So hopefully I'll make time to go get it. There's one by my mama house. There's one by my job. So I'm definitely going to get some of that just to show support and definitely try it out. You know what I mean? So I'm definitely going to get it. And then we'll go from there on that. But if y'all got a White Castle out your state, make sure you guys go check it out and get some of that combo meal. Now, I wouldn't eat it all the time because, White Castle is not good for you, especially if you're lactose intolerant, because you're going to get gassy. And not only that, you're going to be going to the bathroom. So, but it's good to eat it once in a while. If you're if you at work and you got to eat something, you go there. Or, you might just eat it once in a while, once a month or something, but it's a really good meal, I could tell. So other than that, man, shout out to AEW, man. I can't wait to go live this Wednesday for the New Year's Smash. I'm definitely going to go live. Now, I don't know if I'm going to make... Hey, listen, I don't know what time this is going to end, but I will tell you this. If it ends at 11, I could probably stay up past 12 to say Happy New Year's and all that. But if it doesn't come to that, then I'm most likely going to probably just drop a video or something. But hopefully I don't get tired to where I can say Happy New Year's. But if I can't, don't be upset. I be working a lot and I got to get sleep. So we'll see how it goes. But I'm definitely going to drop the short clips. I'm going to work on it right now. And then I'm going to decide when I'm going to drop it. Either I'll drop it tonight or I'll drop it tomorrow. We'll see. But y'all get in the comment box. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, share if you're new. Thank you guys for watching. And I'll catch y'all in the next video, all right? Hashtag AEW for life. Let me know which match that you liked. Let me know which match that you were more in tune and more invested in. Comment down below. Let me know which match that y'all was looking for and what y'all was excited and which match y'all were excited about at AEW World's End. All right. Did you like the results? Did you not? Comment down below. Let me know. Get in the comment box. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, share if you're new. And I'll catch y'all in the next video. All right. AEW for life, man. I'm out.